Hello, hello, hello. I have to make sure that the microphone is on. I have to make sure that I can be heard. So hold on one second. I'm always trying to figure this out. Okay, I got it. So, hey y'all, I am back. I am not going to keep y'all long today. Today's topic, I said I wasn't going to do it this week, but because I had already written out the notes for it and done all the things for it, I didn't want to lose the thought while it was in my head because I kind of came up with this podcast and the other one at the exact same time. So, because I came up with the topics at the exact same time, I didn't want to lose my train of thought for this particular one. And that's why I'm doing it this week and not waiting 2 weeks like I said I was going to do. So, I'm sorry about that, guys. But the name of this topic is She Ain't Broke, y'all. Okay. She ain't broke. She's magnetic. And we're talking about the feminine path to wealth today. Okay. So, welcome back to our sacred space, Love Therapies. I've missed y'all so much. I've just missed being on the mic. This is crazy. I don't even know what to do now. I just feel like, we're here to grow and evolve and become better versions of ourselves here. I know a lot of the podcast space is about competition amongst men and women. And I don't want to do that because I think we're both great. And I think we both have traits that are amazing. And all we have to do is utilize them and cultivate them. And we'll all be better as people. I don't like the competitive internet space as it relates to men and women, like boys on one side, girls on the other. Like at a school dance, now stay 3 feet apart. I can't stand that for us. And hopefully I can create a space where we can come together in resolution and solutions to have better, lives and relationships overall in general. Okay. So we don't just talk here. We want to remember who we are at core levels. Now, today's topic might ruffle a few feathers, but it will realign your crowns. Okay. It'll make sure that you are in alignment with who you are. Okay. So I want to speak to something that's been kind of heavy on my spirit. The old tired narrative that men are the sole providers and that women can't, especially feminine women, don't or can't generate wealth, or if we do generate wealth, that we are operating in masculine energy. And that is just not true. No, baby, not over here in this room. Okay. Feminine women are not broke. I don't know who told y'all that. I don't know where we got the concept that if you make a lot of money as a woman, that turns you masculine. Because I've been hearing a lot about that in the podcast space as well. Oh, yeah, she leave with her money. She talk about her money. Yeah, she's masculine. She's in masculine energy. Not necessarily. Okay. Because the truth is, feminine women are never broke. Why? Because we are creators, y'all. That's our job. We are creators. We are portals. We are frequency. We don't chase. We attract. That's our MO. We're not supposed to chase anything. We attract and we magnetize, okay? Men have sworn thus far that they have the blueprint to wealth building because they associate it with labor and logic, okay? And that's fine for y'all. That's fine for them, ladies. It don't work for us because we can't forget that our womb doesn't grind, okay? She receives, she multiplies, and she creates without lifting a finger. Okay. We have to understand that what happens, and I'm going to constantly say this in all of my podcasts, what happens physically is only a representation of what happens spiritually first. Okay. So our womb doesn't have to work hard. It receives and it does. It builds. Okay. So we've been told for centuries that money for women is a masculine game. Not that you got to grind, you got to hustle. You got to prove yourself. You got to earn your worth, right? But what if I told you that the truly embodied feminine women are never broke because our wealth flows from an entirely different source? Remember, I have always said we are not the same. We are equal and opposite, complementary, not the same. Two pieces fitting together like a perfect puzzle, okay? So when we understand that our womb is a portal, and we are the only ones that have that, y'all. Men don't have wombs. They don't got that. We are the only one that have a womb, which means that we have a physical womb. We also have a spiritual womb, okay? So we need to understand that our presence alone is currency. Us being around is currency. It keeps energy flowing and moving. Our energy, how we are as a being, our energy is the invitation to wealth. And we don't have to chase it. All we have to do is attract it. So I'm looking now that men have to pick one. Okay. If we make too much and can do too much for ourselves, we're deemed too independent and masculine. I don't like that because some of the stuff that we can do ourselves is basic adulting. Like, you should be able to have a car. You should be able to have a place to live. I mean, if you can't have those things on your own, that's like basic adult stuff. You shouldn't be bragging about, like, yeah, at the club, they be like, ladies, if you got your own crib and your own car, raise your hands. That's because that wasn't the norm back in the day. Women didn't have their own stuff. We went up under a man and that's what we did. But nowadays, that's basic adulting, being able to have a place like your own little studio or one bedroom or two bedroom if you have a child, a car to get yourself back and forth to work. I mean, that's basic adulting, right? But if we're able to do too much for ourselves, when I say too much, I mean eat what you want to eat, go where you want to go, plan trips, you got your passport, you flying all over the place, you're able to take care of yourself and others without any help from anybody else. At that point, that is where men be like, she too masculine, she she do too much, she leads with her money and all of these things. But then if we don't work hard and we say that we want to chill and we want to only work part-time, and we don't like working because who likes working, then we're deemed lazy or gold diggers. And it's not fair. Or they'll say, all y'all gotta do is show up and do minimal work, and then, and we have to work so hard, and it's just not fair. Again, y'all, this is above us. We did not ask to be created this way. We didn't ask for God to make it this way. We just showed up here and was like, oh, we're here now. Okay. We didn't ask for it to be this way. Okay. God does not make mistakes. And this is by design. There's a reason and a purpose for it to be this way, y'all. He didn't just come up with this like out of nowhere. There is a reason and a purpose for it. So I have to call out the myth that wealth and resources only come from grind and masculine effort. That is not true. I'm going to give y'all a couple examples. I remember a long time ago, I was separated. This probably was like maybe 2011, around that time. And I remember being at ShopRite in West Haven, and I was at the store and I had a basket of groceries. It wasn't crazy. Like, it wasn't like I had like a food stamp basket where they got 2 baskets and on. No, I didn't have that type of basket. But I had like a couple packs of meat, some stuff for the baby, some cereal for the baby, probably some eggs, bacon, maybe some milk and orange juice. And I was at ShopRite, and there was this guy in front of me, and he said, I'm going to wait here. He said, I'm going to go do something over there, but ring her up and I'm going to pay for her groceries too. And I just remember going, no, I can't take that. And he was like, no, you're fine. I just felt led to do that for you. I don't know why. I don't want anything from you. I just felt led to pay for your groceries. Literally, like, one tear fell down because, mind you, now I'm alone. I don't have anybody. I'm not leaning on anybody. I'm single. I have a small child. And a guy just paid for my groceries out of nowhere. Like, and I don't know why he did that. And he wasn't trying to get with me because once I seen he had a wife and children in the car, and he told, like, you could tell he said it to her, and she waved at me when I walked out. And I just remember going, oh my God, it's good people in this world. This is crazy. And up until recently, the other day, I was driving to work and I was bringing my son to work, and I went into the gas station to get a coffee. But I always buy a little bit of snacks because I like to have snacks in the closet for my students to eat when they get hungry, and some of them can't afford lunch and things like that. So I usually buy like nuts, sunflower seeds, some chips, and maybe a couple juices. So I bought my coffee, and he was at the coffee thing. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I said, no. Take your time. Cause I'm not in a rush to get to work anyway. He was like, listen, you and me both. I said, so I'm gonna go over here and grab some snacks and you take your time. As I get to the register, he saw what I had in my hand. He was at the register talking to the attendant. And he said, you know what? I'm gonna pay for her stuff too. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. He was like, yeah, I don't want to get to work. I gave my staff the day off, but I got a graduation to get to. Well, anyway, you have an amazing day. And so I get out in the car and I see that he got this nice Mercedes with the top down and burgundy seats. Like what he bought for me cost him literally nothing. It probably was a drop in the bucket for him. And then as he left, the guy goes, "You know, that's the superintendent of all the schools out here." I said, "No, I don't know because I don't work in my hometown. So I don't know who he is. But all I know is I didn't have to work for it, y'all. I didn't have to do anything. Hard work was not a part of the blessing. Only thing I had to do was just be feminine, be nice, be smiley, and the blessing came. Like I didn't ask for it. He didn't want anything in return. He didn't ask for my number. He didn't wait for me to get outside and be like, "Hey, can you come here for a second?" Like it was literally a no strings attached um transaction. I remember being on the phone with my sister a couple weeks ago and she walked into 7-Eleven, and as she was walking out, as she went to get her coffee and she went to the register, the guy was like, "Oh, somebody already paid for that for you." Like it doesn't have to take hard work. That's not a part of it. Okay. So let's get into the masculine versus the feminine relationship to money. Okay. So we're going to talk about masculine and feminine right now, and I'm going to toggle back and forth. So the masculine relationship to money is linear. That's number one. It is very laser focused, moving forward, work oriented, where a woman's relationship to money is cyclical. It is in a circle. Guys are straight, women are a circle. We give, we input, output, receive. Give, input, output, receive. Guys trudge forward. That's why it constantly feels like they're working, because they're constantly moving forward to build. Okay. The next one is they have hard work and output. Unfortunately, God said you got to till the ground to get it to produce for you. So you constantly have to work and have put effort forth to receive. Women have a magnetism. So we embody it. It just comes to us. It's magnetized toward us without necessarily a lot of work. Then let's go back to masculine. They have to earn, prove, and dominate in what they're doing in order to get what they need. They have to earn it. They have to prove themselves worthy and able. And then they have to dominate in that arena. Where women, we receive, we attract, and we create. Two totally separate things. Men have an external value system, and women have an internal radiance and an internal value system. You see how we are exact opposites, but yet and still, podcast community back and forth have been causing us to compete with one another. We're nothing alike. We're nothing alike. We're not even supposed to be alike. Stop trying to make us as women have an external value system. We don't. When you have that, what do you bring to the table conversation? You're trying to make us have an external value system like yours. We don't have that. That's why we don't know how to answer the question. That's why it's like you hear girls say, "I am the table." Oh God, that's the worst answer you could ever say to a guy. But what am I supposed to say? Because what I bring to the table is not tangible. You can't put your finger on it. What men bring to the table is tangible. What women bring to a table is intangible. Perfect combination, and yet and still we have not figured out that we're equal and opposite. Okay. So the masculine system says, "I work, therefore I earn." And the feminine system says, "I am, therefore I receive." So we don't have to do much. We just have to exist. That's it. Dare I say it? Look at, even in our sexual encounters, there's nothing women is really doing. We literally receive. That's the job. That's our job. So men give the output, women receive the input. And don't let that go over your heads, because that is spiritual as well. Okay. So let's talk. How society associates money with masculinity in general. And having money doesn't make you masculine. I wish people would stop saying that. I am getting so perturbed with guys saying when women have money that they are masculine. That is not that. Okay. Don't insult me by saying because I attract abundance, it makes me masculine. The feminine embodiment attracts abundance on its own. How you get the money and how you relate to money is what will make you masculine. So let me elaborate. Let me just give you an example. So overworking, working from top to bottom like a guy. Do you know, you ever notice that guys could work from like 8 in the morning to 8 at night, 8 in the morning to 9 at night, and like it's nothing to them. Then they come home, they want a cup of food, they want to have some sex, they want to watch some TV, and go to bed and do it all over again. Like we would die if we did that. That's not our life. We're not supposed to do that. So overworking is a masculine approach to money. Okay, leading with your money. So you get in group settings, you get to the date, you talking to a guy, and the only thing you can bring up is your money. Oh, I work at this place, I have this position, I earn this, I have this, I have this, I'm able to buy my own house. Nobody cares about that stuff. That stuff is like the feminine attracts anyway. So your attraction is first, your magnetism is first. How what you get from that is secondary. So when you lead with what you got from it, that makes it masculine. Never resting, constantly just doing, not feminine at all. And feeling validated by the money. It feeding your ego. You feeling like you're, top-ish because of all the money you make. That is a masculine approach to money, okay? And so men, thus far, from the beginning of time, we are deemed the provider and they're deemed the provider and the protector, not just by society, but biblically as well. So they have to be both the provider and the protector. So this has caused women to question their worth, and men have been openly expressing how women don't bring anything to the table. Like I'm so confused. Like they'll literally say, "Well, y'all don't bring nothing to the table. We bring the money, we bring the provision, we bring the protection. What y'all bring? What y'all bring? We could pay for." Okay. So when we come to the table and we lead with money, y'all have a problem. This is what I'm noticing now. When we come to the table and we say what we do, because y'all have deemed our feminine gifts, that doesn't mean anything. You can get anybody to do that. So when we bring a gift that's not feminine and we say, well, we could contribute and we make this and we do this and I have a good job and I have a house that you could come stay in. I have 2 cars already. That they don't like that. But then when we come to the table with our feminine gifts, that's not enough. Y'all got to make it make sense because you're running north and south at the same time at this point. Which one do y'all want? Now, there's some hybrids out here where we have both. But at the same time, you guys are the ones that are deeming feminine gifts invaluable. Like, and I don't see how. Okay, so it's not fair. We're stuck. So let's go back to how the feminine is the ultimate creator, because now I'm about to cook and let y'all know exactly what we're here for as the feminine women. So we need to realize that the womb does not hustle to grow a child. Okay, it receives. This is our algorithm, y'all. It receives. It holds, it multiplies. Remember that algorithm. It receives, it holds, and it multiplies. Do you know what that makes us? It makes us fertile ground. It makes us something viable to plant into. It makes us a manifestation portal. It makes us a birther in the physical and in the spiritual realm. So we receive, we hold, we multiply. That's our gift. We don't necessarily have to bring to the table like, here y'all, here, we got this, we got that, no, we receive, we hold, we multiply. That's our job, y'all. Don't take me out of my job. I'm good at this. Think about the earth when you plant a seed in it, right? So, case in point, the mice ate up the wires to my car. They said that the mice don't like mint. Go get some mint. So I went to Home Depot, got all of these pots, brought a bunch of mint seeds and some cloves, right? This is what I did. I got the things. I got the soil. I opened the seed, put the seed in the soil, covered it, put it outside, threw some water on it. I left it. There's nothing more for me to do. I can't keep going outside, digging through the dirt like, did y'all grow yet? So where the mint at? No. It has to receive it. It has to hold it. And it's going to multiply the mint seeds. I'm going to have a flourish of mint when I'm done. So that's what we are. We are manifestation portals for the masculine. That's our job. That's why he's supposed to not only plant a physical seed where we birth a child, he's supposed to impart metaphysical and spiritual seeds as well. He's supposed to plant his vision in us. He's supposed to plant his goals in us. He's supposed to plant all those things so that we can receive it, hold it, multiply. That's our job. Okay. Now, this is the guy's job. They either need to discern who they're with. They need to discern what type of woman they have. Is it good ground or is it not? Okay. Hold on a second. Let me tell my dad to turn. Can y'all hear that water? Because my father is tearing some dishes up in here. You got to know whether it's good ground or not. This is the problem with men is they deem all women the same. They mess with one woman, she mess everything up. Then all of a sudden, they get another girl and they like, nah, because what y'all women doing? Y'all women and y'all women, not y'all women, her. She did it. She was bad ground. You made a bad decision. It's no different than a woman who makes a bad decision in a guy. Now she say all men. That's not fair. You can't do that. So you got to know that there's nothing you have to do once you plant the seed. Nothing. There's no job to be done after that. Also, sidebar, y'all. Okay. This for us and us only. Everything that is physical is a reflection of spiritual, right? So how you take care of your physical womb is a reflection of your spiritual womb. I'm sorry. Don't kill me. The cleanliness of it. Are you cleaning it? Are you detoxing it? Are you doing your due diligence? Sleeping around? Is it sacred or not? Okay. You just let everybody up in there. Bad energy, bad juju, bad vibes, bad life. Because you got to understand, we're receivers, we're portals. Every time a guy enters into there, he implants something spiritually and or physically. Hold on. Let me turn my mic off for a second. I'm telling him he banging. He's like, huh? I can't hear you. Now I got to yell louder. He crazy. So, what was I saying, y'all? Yeah. So, is it sacred or not? You just letting anything up in there? Because when he releases all his demons and everything else he got attached to him. Okay. So, is it good ground or is it contaminated with bad semen and spirits and soul ties? Like, you don't want that. Okay. So, let's get back. Just because men hunt and they're the hunters, they go out and get it, doesn't mean women don't harvest. Again, opposite. Hunt, harvest. Hunt, you go out and get. Harvest, you grab what's there. Hold. Take it home. Multiply it. You take it. You make it something. Okay? So remember, women don't chase, we only invite. That is our only job here. We don't chase, we invite, we magnetize. We need to also understand that our creativity is currency. Women are creative. That's a gift that we have. Our creativity is currency. Our intuition is a financial compass. Being intuitive means that we're usually good with money as well. We're good with budgeting. We're good with numbers for the most part. So like there is a time where you won't see me, right? Let's say I have a couple of rents to pay. I pay a business rent. I pay my home rent. I got a car note. My car note is due on the same week as my rent is due. Do y'all think I play it on the same week? Absolutely not. Because that don't make sense. Why would I leave myself with no money for the week? So what I do is I'll pay the $50 late fee for the car so that I borrow from myself. We're just better with money management, period. Okay? Another thing, emotional intelligence gives us leadership skills. We know how to relate to people. We know how to talk to people. We know how to deal with people because we're usually emotionally intelligent. We are empathetic. We are compassionate. We are understanding. So when they come to us with things and issues and things like that, we can say, okay, this outweighs this way. Okay, you can take the day off and go do that. Where, for the most part, a guy will just be like, nah, the rules is the rules. Ain't you supposed to be here at 9 and get here at 9? Like, no, there was a situation. That's why she wasn't here at 9. Like, you got to know how to deal with people, okay? We also have to know feminine women don't force success. It never works out for us that way. The moment we start chasing, things run from us. The moment we start pursuing, things get away from us. So we have to realize that we cannot force success. It has to be invited in by our energy. Okay. We kind of just seduce it with alignment. That's how we get stuff. We seduce it with alignment. And what I mean by that is being at the right place at the right time, talking to the right people, being at the right event, treating the right person well, being intuitive in our dealings. Do you know how many blessings I have gotten just from being at the right place? Like, oh, you've ever been somewhere and you're like, I didn't feel like going. And then you get there and you realize that this is why I came because I met this person right here and I needed this in my network. That happens to women all the time. So we have to utilize our intuitive compass to have us in the right place at the right time and move with alignment. When you don't feel like something and you go anyway, go. If you have that feeling of not wanting to be there and staying home, or vice versa, wanting to go out when you having to go out when you wanted to stay home, you finally make the decision at the last minute to go, utilize those moments. Okay. We have to always be intuitive in our dealings. And sometimes men resent this about us. And they misunderstand it because they're trained that power and success are earned through pain. Y'all know that saying no pain, no gain came from a guy, right? But you can grow without pain. You can move without pain. I am the height I am now, and I didn't go through pain to get tall. Well, I'm not tall, but I wasn't as tall when I was 4, but I didn't go through necessarily pain to get this height, but I still grew. Now, yes, it can be taught through pain, but it doesn't have to. That is not the only algorithm. And they have since said no pain, no gain, and that's for everybody. Like, I get it, men are the leaders, but sometimes y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Just because it worked that way for y'all have yet to take the time to understand how things work for us. And vice versa. Women don't know how things work for men either. We want them to be so much like us. And it's like, they can't be like us. We can't be like them, or none of this will work. Okay. So women earn through alignment. That's what we need to understand. All we have to do is be at the right place at the right time, and it can be life-changing for us. Okay. Let me give you guys an example. So I have a rule at my job, right? At Dermalift, my business. We have packages that we sell. A woman got a package of 6. Let's say you got 4 and you missed the last 2. According to our policy, you forfeit your last 2 packages because you missed the appointments, right? It is what it is. That's the policy. But for whatever reason, I am not sure why, I called this girl. Now I'm looking for an apartment. I'm looking for a house right now. I'm trying to move. Not now, but I'm in the house now, but I'm trying to move, blah, blah, blah. And something said, contact her and tell her she got 2 more sessions. I like this client too. So I text her. I say, hey girl, I just want to remind you. Now, mind you, she hasn't gotten the sessions in over a year. I said, I just don't want you to think I forgot about you. You still have 2 sessions left. Is that you? Do you want them? Next week, she calls me. Oh my God, I have a wedding. Can I come get the 2 sessions? I said, yes. I don't like working on Saturdays unless I'm getting paid, but hey, I digress. When somebody bought a package already, sometimes I got to go in on a Saturday and I don't get paid because they already previously paid. So I come in on a Saturday and I am freaking out because I'm looking for a place. I got to leave this house and get into another house by a certain amount of time. And I'm waiting for an approval. It is Saturday. I'm waiting for an approval for the house that I want on Tuesday. I get to Dermalift. I'm working on her and I'm like, hey girl, so what's up with you? Da, 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 da. She's like, I just bought a new condo, da, 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 a duplex. I'm loving it. It's a little bit farther out, but I said, so what are you doing with your house? She said, oh, I think I'm going to sell it. I said, oh, why aren't you renting it? She was like, girl, my cousin is a realtor. She said, nobody gonna rent my house because it don't got central air. I said, I'm looking for a house and none of the houses I looked at had central air. Like, that's what they have air conditioner units for. It's fine. She was like, wait, really? You think somebody will rent it? I was like, yeah, it depends on how many bedrooms you have. And I was like, how big is your house? Because your house is cute. She said, oh, it's like, I forgot what she said, but I said, I'm looking for like 4 or 5 bedrooms. I think like a big house, but I'll settle for 3 because I'll make it work. She was like, no, I have 4 with an extra room and like a finished like garage house. And I was like, and she was like, I said, I would rent your house. She said, you would rent my house. I said, absolutely, I would. She said, do you want to come see my house after? She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You probably have clients after me. You're probably busy. I said, no, actually, I'm not. I came in specifically for you. And she said, oh my God, after, can we go look at my house? I mean, it's not clean because I'm moving, but I said, girl, I know how you are. I know I wouldn't want you to come to mine either because I'm packing too. Came to the house. Literally, when I tell you the perfect house for me, everybody has space. It's not, I like to entertain. My whole entire family and friends could fit here without it being crazy crowded. Everybody has their own space. Everybody has their own room. I'm in my office right now because I have an office here. And she sent me the lease the next morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. That was a Sunday. So I was waiting for the approval on a Tuesday. She sent it to me on Sunday. And this house is bigger, better, and nicer than the one that I wanted the approval for on Tuesday. So again, I did nothing. I was only in alignment. All I did was listen to the spirit when it said, remind that girl that she got 2 extra services. Now I could have talked myself out of it and said, well, no, because my policy, and I would talk to myself and say, our policy says that she forfeited it. I don't feel like talking to her. So, or I don't feel like doing that. Like, that's what our policy says. And I could have literally talked myself out of it and my life would be 100% different right now. I'd be in a different neighborhood, in a smaller house, with less space, cramped up, and she would have been about her business and my life would have gone another whole way, and so would hers. Now, not only is she my landlord, on top of which we become even better friends and hang out and talk and just mice bit up my wires. And she's like, I want to do something so nice for you because I feel bad. Why do you feel bad what the elements did? You can't help that mice are outside trying to get warm and bite up wires. Like, that's not your fault. But again, alignment, right place, right time, talking to the right people, being a good person, happy, peaceful. That is our superpower. That is how we attract. That is how we magnetize when it comes to money, when it comes to gifts, when it comes to men, when it comes to blessings. That is our algorithm. Okay. So we don't hustle, we attract. Make sure you remember that. And money responds to energy, not just effort. Energy is a currency. It is a frequency. You align with the frequency of what it is, and it has to flow to you no matter what. So people think that like masculinity and working hard and you want it, go get it. It doesn't have to work that way. Things can be spiritually and electrically magnetized to you based on you. Okay. So being positive about situations, clapping for somebody else's success. Didn't happen for you yet, but you over here so busy clapping for her that you didn't realize that yours was on the way. Because you was over there like, oh my God, my friend. And the Lord like, turn around, because your abundance is literally right here. Okay. Not being in competition with someone else's level up. You know, somebody else's gets leveled up and you so busy watching them, you like, well, it happened for them. How come, when is it my turn? You know, why ain't God heard my prayer? He like, girl, be quiet. I heard it. It's on the way. Like, you so busy complaining, you're the one holding it up. Come on. We have to do better as feminine women. You could tell feminine women by their energy. You could tell feminine women by their smile, by how you feel when you're around them. When you could tell a masculine woman too. Mannerisms like a guy, talk like a guy, vibe like a guy, egotistical like a guy, lost all her nurturing skills and caretaking skills. Just, yeah, because my whole thing is, and if I, girl, stop. What are you doing? Why are you so aggressive? Because that's not how we get things over here in the feminine world. We don't have to be aggressive to get it. I don't know who taught us this. Somewhere along the line, we were taught that getting things, we had to bully our way into getting things, right? And it just doesn't have to work that way. It's about magnetism as your overall frequency, not necessarily performance. You ever heard of the idea that somebody can be great at something and people won't go to them, and then somebody could be mediocre, but the way you make them feel make people come to them? That's how it works. I tell my students all the time, this business is 80% customer service, 20% skill. You can be great at what you do and have a sucky attitude, and nobody's going to want to deal with you. And you could be okay, and you can have clients galore because people just love you and they love how they feel in your presence. And so they want to be around you. You are the gift. It's not them giving you the money, it's you are the gift to them. And because you're the gift to them, they want to bless you because of it. Okay? So as women, we usually make money, good money in our natural giftings, right? Beauty, softness, speaking, art, healing, nurturing, teaching. These are natural gifts that come naturally to us. That's our job. Well, first of all, we're supposed to be the children's first teacher. So we're always going to be good at teaching. We're supposed to be nurturing to our children, caretaking, nursing them on the womb. Beauty. Beauty is a superpower, y'all. I'm sorry. You want to attract money, you got to look like money. Okay? People are attracted to pretty things. Put some effort into how you look, please. Because I'm pretty sure that guy bought me my coffee that morning. Yeah, it was yesterday or the day before. He probably bought my stuff at the gas station that morning because I looked cute and I was nice. He wanted nothing else. I wanted nothing else. He just said, "Oh my God, good morning. Da 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 da. Here, I'm gonna buy your stuff." Okay, thank you. But I guarantee you, if I had on pajama pants, Crocs, and a bonnet that looked like I slept in it for 3 weeks straight, greasy, oily, and stinky, guarantee you he would have overlooked me. As a matter of fact, he probably would have wanted to get out of my way so fast that he would have just been like, "All right, thanks," and got away from me. Beauty is a superpower. Put effort into how you look. I can't say enough that women don't even dress feminine anymore. Me and my sister were going to happy hour. We were trying to figure out what to wear. And I said, "Are you wearing flats?" Because I was going to wear sundress. And I was going to wear flat sandals, not sneakers, but flat sandals. She was like, "No, I don't want to wear flats." I was like, "I'm not going to wear flats either." Because I don't even know. Like, there's a time and a place for everything. That's why I put my post up. We have conversations about at school all the time. And I always tell them that their appearance means something. And I wear heels when I go out. One, it's more feminine. Two, it makes me feel more feminine. Three, I don't want to have on dunks like the guy next to me. Why do I have on big old Jordans and he got on Jordans? We the same now. I'm not you and you not me. And I don't want to look like you when I'm next to you. Period. Dress how you want to be addressed. And okay? Because you won't catch me out there in no bonnet looking like I just woke up out the bed. Why are pajama pants outside legal? They're pajamas. Why are we allowed to do that? We not. We shouldn't be able to. And that's why other people are magnetic and other people are repellent. Because nobody wants to see that. But nobody believes me. They think that makes us superficial. It don't. Beauty is a currency. Utilize it. Stop playing with yourself. Why am I going to have on some big old sneakers at the happy hour where there's going to be men's at? Again, I don't even want a man. But I still want to be magnetized. I still want to be attractive. I still want to be magnetic to them. They're the species we want to help us. I'm still going to be magnetized. But I'm not going to turn out like you. Okay? So, we have to know and understand that rest and pleasure are also portals to ideas and inspiration. So when I'm too stressed and I'm worried about money, money's not going to come. There is sometimes that you literally have to sleep on it. Go to sleep. Just go to bed. When I'm too stressed, I sleep. There is a reason for that. I am not depressed and I'm sleeping my problems away. What I'm doing is I'm allowing my mental, my physical, and my spiritual body to rest so that I can get downloads from the spirit. That's what I'm doing. My regular mind can't figure it out, so I can't do it. It's above me now. So I might as well not worry about it. But if I'm up, I'm going to be worrying. So I go to bed. Simple. It's real easy. Okay? So resting is a portal for us. Making sure we get rest. Mental rest, physical rest, spiritual rest. Okay? Sometimes all we have to do is be not stressed and $1 million idea will come to us. We get the ideas again. Even if you have a guy that planted a vision in you and you think about that thing, you see him doing it, an idea will come to you that you can bring to him, that he can cultivate and actually work and bring to fruition. Equal, opposite, not the same. It is so bothersome to me when guys be like, well, why you don't got to work as hard? Because I'm just saying, I be going out here breaking my back, and then all you got to do is, oh, you want to have a sleepover and paint our toenails together? Because that's what it sounds like to me. Why you want to be like me? I don't want to be like you. There's a reason we can't. I weigh less than you for a reason. I'm smaller than you for a reason. I'm not even gonna hold you. I bought some hot cherry peppers or tomatoes the other day. Couldn't even open a jar because my hand just wasn't working that day. Couldn't even open a jar. So glad my son was here because I couldn't get in the jar to save my life. We are different. The moment we try to be like them, we mess ourselves up. That's why the infertility rate is so high now, because we're working as hard as men work. We're shutting down our estrogen. We're raising cortisol levels, shutting down estrogen levels, and then we wonder why our womb is not a portal to seed growing anymore. We can't birth anymore because we are literally turning ourselves masculine. So why is your womb gonna work if you act like a guy? It's not. If you move like a guy, act like a guy, work like a guy, your womb's not gonna work. It just doesn't. So there's a reason that you can take more pressure, you can take more stress, you can take heavier things. We can't do that. We just can't. And so when we disconnect from our feminine, we actually repel abundance. When we disconnect to try to do what they do, it won't work for us. And when they try to do what we do, it doesn't work for them. And yet we're both somewhere along the line trying to beat each other. I don't know why. And then society shames us, and we often feel ashamed on our own and shame ourselves when we receive without struggle. I did not feel one shred of guilt when that guy bought my stuff at the gas station. Thank you. $15 less than I had to pay. Because we don't have to magnetize the actual money, y'all. We just can magnetize the resources. I ate anyway. I didn't need the money. I needed the resource. Less money for me, more resource for me. Same thing. Okay? We need to remember that rest and receptivity is where our power lies as women. And we can certainly get out there and work and produce like men. Don't think I'm saying we can't. Okay? But we'll never be happy or fulfilled doing it, and we'll likely be stressed and weighed down from it. Weighted. Just heavy. Back hurt. Headaches. Stomach cramps. Edges falling out. Hair thinning, big stomach. That's the symptoms, just FYI. And our softness is not a weakness, it's a strategy. Stop looking at it like, oh, if I'm a woman and I'm soft, it makes me weak. No, it doesn't. Your softness is a strategy to abundance. Your softness is the strategy to resources. Your softness is the strategy to magnetizing money. Understand that. So we got to remain in that. Okay. And we got to understand that we both hold value, but the value and the methods are just simply different. Okay. This isn't about man bashing or financial dependence versus independence. It's about knowing that both roles are worthy. Both roles are worthy. Yes, men are wired to protect and provide. But women were never meant to be poor because we don't do it the same way. We're supposed to have money too. Our worth doesn't live in labor. Sorry, it just don't. Our worth lies in bringing forth seeds, physical and spiritual. Our worth lies in being intuitive, receptive, nurturing, beautiful, loving, and true to our divine nature. Then we have the other side of the coin, and it's bothersome to me that some men now feel triggered when we don't need them financially. Like, don't get triggered. Don't let your little ego get in the way, okay? Because we can bring the abundance to you as well, okay? Some men even get insecure about it. Well, God just keep blessing you. I don't know what's happening, but it just seemed like it's coming to you first. I know. but I'm still here with you. So it's coming to us. Be fine with it, okay? Um, and I try to offer grace with this though, because a lot of men were trained to equate their worth with being the breadwinner. So when you're not the breadwinner, they feel worthless. And if you make more money for them, then they feel worthless or less than. And that's not the case at all. It should be some form of a partnership in one way, shape, or form. Okay. And it's just been a stigmatism for a long time. I'm just kind of getting over all of the redundant talking points of men and women. Like, I'm over it. Then we got the men that can't provide, and they resent the women that can provide for themselves and don't want to provide for them. So this is one of the issues we're having. Men, here's the real issue. We weren't called to take care of men. Sorry. That's above us. You got to take that up with God, okay? We were never called to take care of men. Y'all got here first. He made y'all first, okay? We were not called to take care of men. Men were called to take care of women. Big difference. That's why we're the smaller, weaker vessel. So it's out of order when a woman is taking care of a man. He'll never feel comfortable in it, and she'll always feel weighted down by it. So give the example, like a woman should be able to take care of herself. She should not have to take care of herself and a man. But a man should be able to take care of himself and a woman. I didn't make the rules. I hear it all the time. Guys say it's not fair. It's not. God made it like that. We didn't. It's above us now. We didn't do this to us. Like we didn't ask for this. It was bestowed upon us. We are sorry. So let me tell y'all this as men. So anytime you're a woman, well, I'm telling women, and then I'm telling men. So anytime you're a woman and you're providing for the man, and you're the main breadwinner, you're bringing in all the money, you're paying all the bills, you got all the credit card stuff, you're doing everything, you're taking care of the man and the household, or the majority of the financial burden of the household is on you, you're gonna crack under the pressure, period. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're gonna crack. It's not your calling. You were not meant. We can only do it for a very short amount of time, and then he needs to take back over, because that's not our job. We're not meant to do it. We weren't called to do it. Our backs will break under the pressure, and our spiritual backs will break under the pressure, okay? And in more ways than one. So when I say she's gonna crack, she's gonna crack. She's either gonna crack emotionally, she's gonna crack physically, where another man looks attractive, or she's gonna crack spiritually, where she's just like, I'm done with all this, okay? She's going to lose attraction toward you. She's going to lose magnetism toward you. Think about this analogy, right? A woman is walking uphill, and she's a woman. And there's a man on her back with his arms wrapped around her neck and his legs wrapped around her waist. And he's like, come on, why are we not going faster? Like, come on, walk up the hill. You want to stop for water? Why? What you mean? All you got to do is carry me to the top. Once I got to the top, I got it from there. Think about that physical analogy. She can't do that. And if she do make it up the hill, she don't like you once she get up there. Sorry. It's just the way it is. She cannot handle it. It is not her duty. It is not her job. And if she's been doing it over a certain amount of time, you as the man are out of order, and you need to go talk to God and find out why you're not being blessed, because it's probably something you're doing that's closing the portal for you. Because she's not supposed to be doing that. And she's not supposed to have it. All right. So in closing, we as women, we need to affirm to ourselves, just because I attract money doesn't mean that I don't value masculine provision. Because I attract money, but I love me some men. And men providing and protecting and being underneath them. Love that. And I also love the gifts that I can bring to the relationship that's not that. We're not supposed to bring the same things. And this is the problem that's being spoken on the podcast streets, is that, oh, well, you do this, and you pay this much and I pay this much, and then we got a team and we can save money. Nowhere does it say that. Now, yes, I can add financial contribution, but for the most part, what we're supposed to bring is resources. We're supposed to harvest. We are supposed to receive, hold, multiply. That's our job. When we start doing things outside of that, yeah, we are able to do it, but it's extra. Thank us, because it's extra. Okay? We got to reframe relationships as energetic and complementary partnerships, not competition. What I bring, you don't bring. What you bring, I don't bring. That's why we work good together. This is the only way it's going to work is if we stop competing. It's one of the biggest issues that I see in the demise of relationships. It's one of the biggest things that I see talked about. They don't realize they're talking about competition, but that is what they're talking about when it's the men versus women conversation at the table. Because it should never be men versus women. It's not a fair fight. We're not using the same tools. We're not the same species. It's not a man versus woman fight. It's a man versus man fight and a woman versus woman fight. Us being the best version of ourselves against each other. Against ourselves. But not against each other. We're not the same people. There should be no competition at all. I should want to be over there with you and you should want to be over here with me. It's weird. So the competing will kill us. We need to learn to utilize the strengths of the other without feeling inadequate in ourselves. And men need to use the energetic and spiritual giftings that your wife has to gain. Let her gain more finances and abundance for the family. Instead of saying passive aggressive statements like, well, God always comes through for you first. I'm doing my best. I mean, he just hasn't come through for me yet. I don't know. Stop saying those statements. Just utilize her. Babe, this is what I need. I'm seeing myself doing this. This is what I want to do. Go to her. Consult with her. The woman is the oracle of the family. That's who you go to. You want your manifestations to come? Go to the oracle of the family. You're the one that's busy. The person moving so much physically can't be the higher spiritual person. It don't work like that. The person, men are stronger in the physical world than they are in the spiritual world. Women are stronger in the spiritual world than they are in the physical world. That's what makes it work. This isn't rocket science, y'all. It's just not. Enlist her help and stop being prideful. It's weird. And stop stressing her out about things that make her happy. The happier your woman is, the better manifestation portal she is. The more she's smiling, the more fun she's having, even if it ain't with you. She's more of a manifestation portal. Let her smile. Let her be happy. Let her go to happy hour. Let her have brunch with her friends. Whatever it takes. Let that lady smile so y'all can get what y'all need for the household. But the moment you start stressing her out and now she's looking mean and fried and furrowed in the brow and just stressed and anxious, now you just shut off the manifestation for both of y'all. That is where they got happy wife, happy life. They didn't mean if the wife's the only person that's supposed to be happy. They didn't mean that if the wife is happy, the husband shouldn't be happy. They didn't mean if the wife is happy that everybody else should be miserable and he should bow down to everything she wants. What that means is the wife needs to not be stressed. She needs to be happy and smiling, because in her happiness, in her smiling, God is able to work through her. He doesn't work through her like he works through y'all. That's point blank, period. So a guy would be like, well, I'm spending time in prayer and I'm reading, I'm praying and studying. Guess what? She doesn't need to. She just is. All she has to do is show up, be happy, be loving, be her inner nature. Y'all know the fruits of the spirit are all feminine gifts. When they talk about the fruit of the spirit in the Bible, love, peace, joy, those are all feminine gifts. She possesses them naturally. Y'all got to work for them. We don't. So you got to understand that there's a difference. You got to work for that. Guys don't just walk around smiling. You know, you don't see guys just giggling and kikiing with each other. Like, that's just not their thing. Y'all got to work for those things. We just don't. Our natural essence is a fruit of the spirit as long as we're happy and fulfilled in general. Okay? So Just know that a stressed and uptight, miserable woman is a closed gate to financial abundance and prosperity. Keep her smiling and for nothing else, and you'll be blessed on that fact alone. And then leave God to deal with her in the back end. Okay. But most times the man is striving so hard to be God in her life, telling her what to do, what not to do, where to go, where not to go. He missed the mark. He getting in God's way. Now God can't even do the work. He said, well, you did it. You got it. I got it. So if she's a decent woman that loves her family, and is willing to be a willing participant in the evolution of her family, let her be. Don't try to make her do it your way. That's what I'm finding in relationships, especially. I remember even in mine, sometimes it was like, I don't do things like you. Nah, because if I were you, no, you need to do it like this. No, that's how you would do it. Me doing it naturally will be the complete opposite of what you just said. And it would still work just the same. That way would work for you, not for me. This way would work for me, not for you. It's fine. It's fine. So I got some journal prompts for y'all. Okay. Let me see if I can put them up in the banner just so that y'all can see them. So the first one I want y'all to kind of just not do today, but just think about the thought of it, okay? Is, do I feel guilty if I receive with ease? Like, do you feel guilty when money just come to you? You're like, dang, I didn't really do nothing to deserve it. Like, really prompt yourself to ask that. The next one is, what would it look like to make money through my feminine gift? So a lot of times, my parents used to ask me this all the time, like, if you could do anything and money wasn't on the table, money wasn't a factor, what would you do? And whatever you said, they would say, well, that is your purpose. That is where your passion lies, right? And I just remember my dad not wanting me to go to cosmetology school because he thought I was going to be a starving artist. He was like, oh, it takes a lot to make money doing that. And I don't think that that's the route you should go. And he really did not want me to do that. And my mother, I told y'all, she had to have a conversation with him. Like, she seemed like she knew what she wanted to do. To this day, probably 38 years later, I am still doing exactly what I told him I wanted to do, because that's what I knew would get me abundance. I didn't know then because I was a child, but I just knew that's where my passion was. Okay. How do I magnetize abundance without abandoning my softness? So, like, how would I do that? How would I magnetize abundance without abandoning my softness? And where did I first learn was that money was something I had to suffer for? Where did we learn that? Like, no pain, no gain. You know, our parents may have said that to us, or no, you got to work. Where did it come from? It came from somewhere. And we got programmed at a young age to think that money was something you had to suffer for. Abundance was something that came after hard work. That is not the case. Creativity, love, inspiration, ideas. This is where the work lies. And that's easy work for us. Okay. So with that being said, I have been exactly 58 minutes and I'm so excited about this. So y'all, I am going to let y'all go. I am not going to hold y'all for the rest of the night, but I just want y'all to think about these things, okay? Understand we're not in competition. We're complementary. We do things differently, and we're not broke. Women and women not broke. And we will never be broke. It's not our calling. It will never happen for us that way. As long as we embody our feminine, what's true to our nature, and our feminine gifts, and our feminine wiles, and the gifts that God gave us that naturally come to us, we will never, ever, ever have to worry about not being in abundance. Things will just come to us effortlessly. And men have to stop resenting that, because we didn't ask for it to be this way, y'all. So with that being said, have an amazing night. I'm about to drink me some wine because I had it, but I've been cutting down, y'all. I've been doing good. God is doing the work. So, yeah, and I will see y'all probably in 2 weeks on a Monday. Thank y'all so much for watching. Bye.